Hey guys, welcome back to another Kings of War video. So, my January painting challenge, I got quite a lot done for my Basileans, but I ended up having to put them down so I could finish off some work on my undead army, because it was looking like I couldn't get my Basileans done in time for the tournament, and also I didn't have anyone who was wanting to use them as a loner army, so it sort of took the emphasis off getting them done in time. But I'm working on them a little bit today, just as a break from some of the other projects that I've been working on. So I'm doing some test bases. So the way I'm working with these guys is I'm starting off with the Vallejo Desert Sand, which, as you see here, is a really bright sort of cream, off-white cream. It's a little bit too bright for the bases by themselves. So the next step, what I do once that's dried, is I make up a mixture of Agrax Earthshade and Griffian Sepia, and also a little bit of black wash in there as well. And I apply that, and that sort of just takes that brightness out, adds a bit more depth and shading to it. So once I've done that, I was then playing around with adding some of the AK Interactive products. So what I've done is added some of the Africa dust effects to start with. Now I'm airbrushing that on the bottom edges of the cloaks and hanging down cloth, just to show the sort of dirt build-up. And while I'm airbrushing on that, it will go onto the bases as well. Then I make a mixture of the Africa dust effects and the earth effects. So about a 50-50 mixture, and airbrush that just more on the exposed edges. So if you see on here, we've got sort of slight colour here, and then deeper colour down the bottom. And then finally I add a little bit of pure earth effects just to that sort of bottom edge where the most of the dirt would sort of congregate. And following that, I then move on to using some pigments. So I've just been playing around with using the North Africa dust, and then also the Forge World Dark Sand. So one thing I found was I was using both pigments at the same time and then hitting them with the pigment fixer, but unfortunately that has a habit, if we look at this guy, of dissolving both pigments and mixing them together to make an intermediary colour, which is not really the effect I'm wanting to go for. So I've gone back and added a little bit more of the North Africa dust to this model, and I'll probably do one more coat as well, just to lighten up that sand and have it match the texture in here, which is the desert sand once it's had the washes and stuff. But overall, I'm really happy with how these are coming together. I'm wanting to go for more of a sort of realistic North Africa style desert, so more rocks and stuff like that in there. It's not all just sand. I want it to be sort of interesting textures and stuff like that. So I'm going to let the pigment fixer dry on these guys and then hit it with a little bit more of the Africa dust. But I'm happy with how it's turning out. I like how the weathering's looking on the white cloth and stuff. It shows that they're sort of a bit more grimy and sort of fighting Crusaders. They're not all shiny and new, which is the sort of look I'm going for. So here's the test ones, and I'll have more up for you shortly.